A few weeks ago, I posted a video showing off what's currently my favorite redstone machine to date. What I'm about to show you guys today is a slight modification I made to it. What's up, agents? Zero here, welcome back to another Minecraft redstone video. Today we're going to be taking a second look at my pop-up block swapper. Now, there is a reason why I decided I want to take a look at it, and I'll explain that in just a moment. But for those of you who don't know what this is, basically what this does is it takes this crafting table, or any block in this spot, to be completely honest, it pulls it down underneath the ground, swaps it out for another block, and pops back up. And I'll go ahead and show you guys exactly how that works. So as you can tell, now in the crafting table's place is a furnace. And it works the same way if we go ahead and press this button the second time. Now the redstone for this actually takes up quite a bit of space, all things considered, but the nice thing is that it is completely hidden underneath the ground. There's no redstone exposed, so that sort of begs the question, why is this wall even here? Does this wall even need to be here in order for this machine to work? Well, I went ahead and tested to see if that was actually the case, whether or not I actually needed the wall to begin with, and I found out that no, we do not need the wall, but there is a slight complication to removing the wall. As you can see, the button is all the way over here, so if we count this out, 1, 2, 3, there's 3 blocks in between the actual block itself and the button, and it's also 1 block over, but it works exactly the same as you'd expect. Now, some of you might be wondering why the button is as far away from our swapping block as it actually is, and that's because this is the shortest distance that this button can actually be from the actual circuitry in order for it to still work properly. Now, there will be a link down in the description if you guys want to check out how to build this machine. I'm not going to be doing a full-on tutorial in this video. I already have a tutorial on it. The redstone is not really all that different between these two versions. I will show you what the differences are, but if you want to learn how to build this, as I just mentioned, there will be a link down in the description. Anyway, let's go ahead and show you guys what the redstone actually looks like. So this is the circuitry for the actual machine itself, and it's actually very simple to understand, and I'll explain how it works. So you press this button, this piece of redstone dust will turn on, which will cause this redstone torch to turn off. That is going to turn off this entire set of circuitry in the center, which is going to unpower our double piston extender. That's what's going to allow our crafting table right here to go down underneath the ground. Once all of it is completely unpowered, this redstone torch on this side and then this redstone torch on this side will both power and will activate this hopper dropper monostable circuit, and it does the same thing on the other side. It's the exact same circuit on either side, just on the opposite sides, obviously. So it's going to send power to this dropper, which is going to activate this hopper dropper monostable circuit. What that's going to do is activate this comparator, which is going to turn off these redstone torches, allowing these hoppers to transfer items between each other. Now, because of the way this works, the item is going to go from the hopper back into the dropper before too long, which means these torches are going to turn back on, which will then lock the hoppers once again. That's going to switch between our two blocks. And I know that's a lot of words to explain exactly what's going on, but this is exactly what happens, how the circuitry actually works when we actually go ahead and activate this. And I don't know how easy it is to show you guys the actual circuitry on this side working as the rest of the circuit is going, but it does work fairly flawlessly. Now, this is the slight modification that I had to make in order to get it to work so that there is absolutely no wall, and it functions, as you'd expect, the exact same as before. The only difference that I have for this setup is that this one, the redstone is actually turned around 180 degrees just so that I could have the button out the front. But it works exactly the same, and this is what I had to do in order to get it to work the way I did. This is why the button is as far away as it is. Now, there is a reason behind both of these repeaters. Now, the thing is, you cannot put a repeater directly under a button and expect it to work. The repeater actually requires redstone signal from behind, not above, which is why we have this piece of redstone dust where it is. Now, as I just mentioned, there is a reason as to why these two repeaters are here. So this first repeater right here, if this repeater was a piece of redstone dust, let's just say this repeater was a piece of redstone dust. Because of the way redstone dust works, it actually makes a plus sign going over in this direction and going over in this direction. Now, the reason why that's going to be a problem is because when that redstone dust is on, what that's going to do is it's going to send power to this hopper, which is going to end up blocking it. Therefore, this is not going to end up working. So that's why that repeater is there. Now, this repeater is here. Number one, it's for the exact same reason. Although admittedly, if this repeater was the only repeater there, it wouldn't actually connect to the hopper right here. But the reason why this is a repeater, not a piece of redstone dust, is because of the rest of the circuit right here. We've got this redstone torch right here going into this repeater, which is then going into this block. If this repeater right here was actually a piece of redstone dust, then this repeater powering this block would power this piece of redstone dust. This would end up creating a redstone clock, which is going to end up breaking the circuit entirely if we created a redstone clock. And that's the exact reason why this button is as far away as it is from the rest of the circuitry. Now, the one benefit to having it set up like this is that you can have your crafting table slash furnace or whatever blocks you want to swap. It really doesn't matter so long as it's something that pistons can move. If you really want to, you could have this at one side of the room and have your button on the other side of the room if you really want to, as opposed to having it directly next to the block of which you're going to end up swapping, which in all honesty, I feel like it makes a little more sense to have the button directly next to the circuitry. But as you can tell, because we're taking away the wall, we don't have that option. We can't put it directly next to the redstone. We have to actually take it out a little bit a ways away. But as you can tell, if I go ahead and press this button second time, the circuitry works exactly the same regardless of where the button is. And that's literally all I wanted to showcase for this video. Now, if you guys do want to go ahead and take a look at this for yourself, there will be a world download in the description for you to go ahead and check out. But that's actually going to have to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure that like button. One more than make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This has been Zero Stews. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I will see you guys later.